Good morning. Welcome to the Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. I just woke up. The reason I'm doing this so early before I go to work is I had very limited time with this record. I'm talking about the Mobile Fidelity One Step pressing of Santana Abraxas. I was given 24-hour access to it. Yeah, I never owned this record. I remember when it went on sale, when it was being advertised. I was looking at the Music Direct catalog, looking at all the beautiful pictures. I came across this, a full-page ad. I looked at it, oh, wow, amazing. It looks so pretty. Wow, this is so cool in a box. What's the one-step process? Wow, this is going to be really special. Then I saw the price, and I was like, I don't think so. $100? Are they crazy? Oh, no, no, no. I'm not spending $100 on Santana Abraxas. I have a great copy already. And I let it go. I let the idea of getting it go. Today we don't bat an eye, or at least I don't, spending $100 on a record on occasion. But back then it was a shock. Really, it was a shock. But history played out, and 2,500 copies sold out very quickly. Word spread very fast. I was reading the beginning of the thread on the Steve Hoffman forum, and people were, bitching about the price and wondering how it could be any better than what they had. And then the reports started coming in, and they were glowing. And then everyone started buying 2 or 3 copies. They knew it was going to be like one of those things. So it sold out very quickly. The price rose over the years. It went up to, $3,000 to buy a copy of this. Even after MoFi's revelation, it held pretty well because apparently the sound is so superior to anything that came before that people felt it was still worth the money, digital or not. Well, I was determined to find out. I've done 2 videos on Mobile Fidelity One Steps in recent months. They are capsule reviews, 7 titles in each that kind of go over each title, listening to them today on my system and trying to determine if I still enjoy them and if they're going to stay in my collection. The 3rd video was supposed to be about Sunday at the Village Vanguard. So I teased that I had a sealed copy of it and that I was going to open it and do a full-on shootout. I still am going to do the full-on shootout, but I don't have to open my copy because I discovered that my friend Oswaldo Martinez had an open one. And I thought better that I hear it first before I open that rare one step. Probably after this, it's the rarest one step. So that's coming. We did a full-on shootout with 5 pressings at his house, and then we're going to do the same thing over here, and I'll report what I found. And maybe he'll join me for that video. When I was there, though, I saw this, and I said to Oz, I said, hey, would you mind if I borrow that copy for a little shootout? He said, oh, I don't know. I really don't like to lend out my records. I rarely lend them out, but I guess I can for you. You got to be careful with it, though. So I've been like wearing gloves and really nervous when I handle this record. I'm a little more relaxed because he said, that copy has made the rounds to a number of people. It's sort of my demo copy. I have a backup. I have a sealed one or 2 that I bought for my store. And so, yeah, you can borrow it, but only for 24 hours. I was like, okay, well, that means I only have a couple hours every night for a session. So I had 2 hours the first night, 2 hours the second night, and 2 hours this morning to gather some impressions of this and 3 other pressings. 2 that I own, which are the Mobile Fidelity 33 and the German ARS, which is my reference. He also lent me the CBS Half-Speed Master, which I included in this very brief shootout. It's not really a shootout. It's just a general impression. there's no way that I could even start to describe minute differences between these. But the good news is that all of the pressings are excellent. Really, I was surprised. They do have some differences, but in general, these and even the two that I eliminated from this listening session, which was the Simply Vinyl and the Sundazed, even those give you a good representation of what's on this tape. All the companies did a great job with it, but I selected these because I'm most familiar with the ARS and the Mobile Fidelity, and the CBS Mastersound I used to have when I was younger. The CBS Mastersound series, I kind of soured on it back then, and I let all of them go. Big mistake, I know. I found that out today when I listened to this, because what I thought was a thin and kind of bright record is nothing like that. It was actually my system that was thin and bright at the time. Yeah, that's why I don't listen. That's why I have too many records. I don't get rid of any anymore because I don't want to make mistakes like that again. I don't want to handle this too much because it's not mine, but there it is. The CBS Half-Speed. Very briefly, it is much different than I remember. It has plenty of bass. It is holographic CM2 quality. It's very powerful and dynamic. The only thing about it, I think, is the high frequencies are a little accentuated. So things like, for instance, the glass chimes in the beginning of Singing Winds. They do sound like glass hitting glass, but they get to the point where they're almost getting to high frequency distortion in the ones where they're really slamming the chimes. But it's visceral, it's exciting, it has power and drama. It's pretty good. If you have that copy, you will love it. Oh, there was one other thing on that copy. There's a couple of points where the guitar distortion, which is built in and is supposed to be there. That's part of what gives this record a live feeling. It also veers a little bit too hot. So I would say the Half-Speed Mastered is a visceral cut. It's very hot. It's exciting. It's fresh sounding. And if you have it, you have a great copy of Santana Abraxas. I loved revisiting it, and I regret ever having sold it. The Mobile Fidelity. Now, this one came in second in my last shootout of this title. It is a beautiful record. It is nicely tailored for the phonograph, so it sounds good on high-end systems. It is detailed, so the things like percussion and chimes and everything sound really good. The voice sometimes gets a little sibilant, I think, on this record, but in general, this presents the music in a very beautiful fashion. I think it's a lovely record. I don't think it has quite the power that I was looking for, though. What I was really looking for in this is, could any of these records unleash a feeling like it's been released from the phonograph and your system, and you're immersed into it, sort of like a holographic experience, transported to, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a studio recording, but I always think of this as a live recording because it seems like it's live in the studio almost. I might have, I don't know, like an idea that when I listen to this, I'm standing in a field at a rock festival in the 70s and hearing this music pounding me from all directions. That's kind of the feeling that I want to get from this. And although the Mobile Fidelity was really beautiful, I didn't quite get that feeling to the degree that I wanted. The ARS is a beautiful record. I love this. It's an audiophile darling. It was kind of the top audiophile choice for many years until this came around and apparently unseated it. The German ARS has a fresh sound to it. It has a vibrant and exciting power to it. It also is nicely refined, but doesn't take away the electricity and the rock feeling of this record. It doesn't audiophile it too much. I can't say like in Singing Winds, the chimes are handled much, much better than any of the other two pressings. So although they don't hit with the sparkle that you hear on those other two pressings, it also doesn't veer into any kind of distortion. So everything is clear and separated and beautiful. Vocals are handled really well. There's not the sibilance that I heard on some of the other pressings. Power and drama is there. It's beautiful. The percussion is wonderful. The way that the bongos are handled in the beginning of, or throughout the background of Singing Winds. On some, they're brought out more. On this one, I think they're just right. As a matter of fact, every time I play the ARS, I'm like, this aspect is just right. This aspect is just right. It's kind of like the Goldilocks pressing of the three. I love it. I will never part with the ARS. I think it's great. How does it compare to this, though? Well, this is cut at 45 RPM. We know it's a digital source. Well, when I put it on, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, the hype is real. Well, yeah, it's the most powerful, the most visceral, the most holographic in a way that doesn't sit there. It kind of just goes like this. It's almost like surround sound. It gave me the feeling that I was looking for. It affected me emotionally in a way that the ARS comes close, but the other two didn't. It felt like, I don't know how to explain it. It kind of hits you physically in a way that the other ones didn't quite touch. And it's not just a matter of loudness. I don't know exactly how they achieved this, but the bass is definitely lower. So one thing that I noticed, on the ARS, that's another thing I want to mention, is the bass that I was looking for in Black Magic Woman. There's a part where the bass is going along and then it leaps down for a couple of notes. And I was like, that's perfect on the ARS. It sounds perfect. But on this, it's even deeper and more striking, really. This has a electricity about it that no other pressing can quite touch. You know, I think the hype is real. The hype is real about this record. Would I pay $1,500 for it? I wouldn't pay $1,500 for any record. But I think for a fan of this record that has the money, you might want to get a copy of this. It is head and shoulders above the others in terms of drama, power, electricity, feeling like being there, and refinement, detail. Virtually any aspect that you can think of is there. I am very happy with the ARS. To me, it was nice to visit it was nice to go to Woodstock and hear this like this, but I am okay with a little bit more reserved ARS. Since I already own it, I'm very happy with it. But it was such an interesting experience to hear this finally after all this time. And I wanted to thank Oswaldo for lending it to me. It'll go back to you today. It's quite impressive. And if you have this, boy, you're lucky. This is a wonderful edition of this record. So those are my thoughts on Santana Abraxas. I'm sorry they're so brief and so all over the place. I'm still waking up, but let me know what you think if you've ever heard it and you've compared it to some other pressings. If you have the ARS, I'd love to hear what you think about that as well. And until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Thank you for watching and have a great day.